Hey everybody, Grimmels here with some more War Thunder footage. So in the past I got asked a lot to upload entire matches and kind of show what my plan or thought process was at the time. So far I could not really do that because of my recording space, which was simply too small to record entire matches. But I just installed a new SSD, so now I can do that. And this happens to be the first one I recorded. So I thought I might as well use this for first test, since it was a rather decent match. Now this one I commented afterwards, but I also plan on trying some live commentary later on and see how well that works out. And if it works well, I might do both, some commenting afterwards as well as live commenting. But let's take a look at the game. Now, as you can see, I gained a little bit of altitude at the start, as I usually do, and now I'm taking a look around and see where a good opportunity to engage might be. I spot the bowfighter flying below me, and usually I would not choose a bowfighter as a first target, since they usually take a lot of damage, but I can see that he's firing on one of my teammates, and since I'm close by, I think I give him a little burst to help out. There is at least a chance that I might get a lucky hit on the pilot. But I only get the tail gunner. Now afterwards I climb away again, since I wasn't sure if there are enemy fighters nearby and I didn't want to get one on my tail while I'm focused on the bowfighter. Now there are no immediate threats in the area, but a little bit further away I spot two fighters going for one of our bombers, a 820, and this seems like a very good spot to engage. For one, to try to protect the bomber, and secondly, because fighters attacking the bomber are usually quite occupied, so they often don't detect your approach. So I utilize a split S and try to save that 820. Now, get some damage into that Arrow Cobra, though not as much as I had hoped. And after he breaks off, I go for the leg 3. Sadly, I am a bit too late on that, and he gets the 820 before I can get there. But at least I can get some revenge for my fallen teammate. So I start chasing him around, hoping I can avenge the 820. And I get a few good hits in every now and again, but not quite good enough to secure a kill just yet. However, there is a Corsair crossing my flight path, and I usually switch targets when a better target presents itself, and this Corsair presents me with a very good deflection shot, so I go for him instead. But just when I'm about to get the kill, I see tracers flying by me, so there's someone behind me. I do a quick turn to throw his aim off a bit and look behind me. Sadly it takes me a little bit too long, so he gets a few hits in. And now I'm quite low and also quite slow, so I don't have a lot of options for fancy maneuvering. I am however somewhat confident in my ability to win a simple flat turning contest against a plane that has similar maneuverability than I do, and since at this altitude I don't have a lot more options than that, I go for it. Alternating high and low yo-yos help get the upper hand in such an engagement, but the rest of my team shows up, so the fight is cut short. Still, this is a good example of why it is usually a bad idea to get caught at low altitude and low speed by someone behind you. Your options are just limited compared to what you can do if you would have been at a higher altitude. However, that's an advice that I myself don't follow all the time. It is sometimes just too tempting to follow a target down low and try to secure the kill. Now, since my plane took a bit of damage, I'm on my way back to the airbase to repair. I'm gonna fast forward to the point where my plane is back in action. Well, here we are again with my Mark II Spitfire fully repaired. This plane I really enjoy, by the way, as of 1.31. I think it's at this level the perfect plane for AB mode. It is very agile and packs a punch, which is great for the big furballs you often find yourself in AB mode, since it has the ability to get behind enemies quick and then has the firepower to finish them off very fast, so it can whittle down opponents quite quickly. Though I myself often have the problem that flying in the Spitfire I kinda get tempted to be too aggressive and too careless because of the capabilities of the plane, compared to flying a plane that requires a more careful approach to begin with. However, currently the AB matches are still very short, so an aggressive approach is often not the worst thing, since you usually don't run out of planes anyway. But back to the game at hand. I was climbing a bit and waiting for more of my teammates to catch up, so that I'm not entirely alone here. But I notice a bowfighter going for me, so I take some evasive action. It would of course be relatively easy to straight up outturn him right away, but in this case I wanted to get a bit of separation from the rest of the enemy team before I do that, and start attacking the bowfighter, since as I have already said, they take a lot of damage, so sometimes you have to stay behind them quite a while. Which is why I switch target as soon as I see this leg 3, which I assuming I can finish off a lot quicker. And I can. Now there's a hurricane coming my direction, so I loop around to get on his tail. And I manage to take him out with only a few shots as well. An example for what I have just said about the Spitfire. It has the ability to get behind enemies fast and then finish them off fast. However, now I'm making a mistake. While I get behind this P40 relatively fast, I am now under attack myself. And instead of reacting to it right away as I should, I try to finish off the P40, encouraged by the quick success against the Hurricane in lag 3. And now, after I try to react, my wing is already too damaged and I can't pull out of my turn in time. So a bit of a tip at this point: if you are under attack while attacking someone else, it is usually the best idea to react right away and don't padlock on your target like I just did. Especially in a plane like the Spitfire that can outturn most opponents, you have a good chance of turning the tables on your attacker if you react in time. I have said that once already. It is easier to hit a target that is focused on shooting than hitting a target that is focused on evading. So if you are already behind someone and you are under attack and you keep focusing on shooting the guy in front of you down, then you are an easy target to the guy that is behind you, while your target that is focused on evading is not such an easy target for you. So you are at a disadvantage at this situation. Well, having said that, the current match is just about over. I'm just attacking one last target that tried to climb up to my Typhoon when the game ends. Sadly, we lost this round because all our ground targets were destroyed, but still I think I had a pretty good run, despite the mistakes that I made. Well, that's it for my first try on commenting a game. I hope it was somewhat entertaining, and I also try to improve at it in the future. As I have said, I will try live commentary as well as this after commentary I just did, and see how this works in comparison. Also, I am doing a few historic battles lately, so I hope I can give you some historic battle commentary as well. Well, thanks for watching, and maybe I see you next time.